You ever notice how every time Trump promises peace or law and order, the country just ends up on fire? He claimed he would end the violence, he'd stop the wars, protect Americans, restore order, but under his watch, we're witnessing open political terrorism. In Minnesota, a Democratic state representative and her husband were assassinated in their home, shot and killed by a man impersonating a police officer.
My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa and her husband Mark, were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination. Our state lost a great leader, and I lost the dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota. She woke up every day determined to make this state a better place. She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many. Minnesota's thoughts and prayers are with her family, her loved ones, her children, and her parents.
Connected to that assassination, a Minnesota Democratic state senator and his wife were also shot in their home. Both survived and are still hospitalized. This is all happening in this same country where active duty U.S. Marines are detaining civilians on the streets of LA during protests during Trump's authoritarian crackdown. Nationwide demonstrations broke out for No King's Day, rejecting the president's escalating use of force, his attacks on civil liberties, and his increasingly unhinged grip on power. And Trump's response? Throw himself a North Korean-style military parade for his birthday. Because if you wrap a dictatorship in red, white, and blue, it somehow counts as patriotism. The shit show that we're watching right now is what happens when the loudest voice for law and order is also the architect of chaos. On June 14th, Trump's birthday, Americans across the country took to the streets for No King's Day, a nationwide protest against Trump's authoritarian overreach, his use of military force against civilians, his flag-wrapped fascism, and the parade he threw himself while democracy burned in the background. Leading up to No King's Day, Trump's administration definitely didn't make the situation better. Kristi Noem, seen here showing off her latest Ice Barbie outfit, said the Trump administration will liberate the city of Los Angeles from its democratically elected leaders.
That they have lived with crime for far too long, and that we want them to be able to walk their children to school in the morning and feel safe. We want them to, small businesses downtown, to not have to worry about getting burned to the ground because some organized crime nonprofit funder is deciding that now is the time to send a political message or an agenda. So we're going to stay here and build our operations until we make sure that we liberate the city of Los Angeles.
But it's what happened next that should frighten everyone.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your
This is U.S. Senator Alex Padilla from my state of California getting forcibly thrown out and arrested for asking Noem a question. I don't know about you, but that sounds a little fascist to me.
He didn't say who he was, that until he was already had been lunging forward and people were trying to detain him for quite a period of time, and that this, we're leaders, we're public servants, and if he had requested a meeting, I would have loved to have sat down and had a conversation with him. That coming into a press conference like this is political theater. It's wrong, and it does a disservice to this country and the people who live here.
Well, no surprise here. Everything she just said is a lie. First off, Padilla did identify himself from the beginning, and he wasn't lunging. He was getting held back while trying to ask Noem a question. And of all people to accuse someone of political theater, Kristi Noem is the last person who should be talking. I mean, have you seen her outfits? The photo ops? She's basically billing taxpayers so she can cosplay 5 days a week. And despite Noem's claim that they came to liberate Los Angeles, it's not liberation, it's occupation. Here's the reality. U.S. Marines are now detaining civilians in the middle of the street. Active duty American troops. This is what authoritarianism looks like in real time. One side holds protest signs, the other side holds rifles. And let's not pretend that this is all some sort of coincidence. For years, Trump has pushed this violent rhetoric. He even called journalists the enemy of the people.
One thing I have been, even the enemy, because they are the enemy, what they've said, even that enemy too, when they're really the enemy, they're the enemy of the people, the press.
He told cops to rough up suspects, encouraged his base to knock the crap out of them.
Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise.
Sure, Jan.
He even told the country that they need to shoot through the fake news.
And I have this piece of glass here. But all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news And I don't mind that so much, because I don't mind.
So it's no surprise when a hardcore evangelical ultra-Christian nationalist dressed up as a police officer and assassinated a Democratic lawmaker and her husband in their own home, and then went on to go shoot another Minnesota lawmaker and his wife in their home. This was not an isolated incident. This was the next logical step in a movement fueled by rage, propaganda, and cult-level devotion to a man who treats democracy like a punching bag. And what's Trump doing in the middle of this violence? He's throwing himself a birthday parade on our dime. But no, it wasn't for him, he says. It was for Flag Day, which just so happens to also be his birthday. For Trump, this is not about honoring the flag, it's about branding the flag, turning it into a prop for power and spectacle. He's not leading the military, he's cosplaying as Caesar, and his supporters love that king shit.
Happy birthday, King Trump. Happy birthday, King Trump. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, King Trump.
And they say they're not in a cult? Yeah, okay, whatever. When I started my show, what was that? It felt like I was navigating everything solo, writing scripts, setting up, planning filming schedules, designing assets. It was incredibly overwhelming, and each day brought new decisions that demanded immediate answers. When you're starting off with something new, it seems like your to-do list keeps growing every day with new tasks, and that list can easily begin to overrun your life. Finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything can be such a game changer. And for millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names to brands like MeidasTouch. Get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style. Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Gabe. Go to shopify.com/Gabe. Shopify.com/Gabe. Now, while America was under military occupation, Trump was still finding ways to escalate chaos abroad. Let's talk about Israel and Iran. According to a report by Axios, Israeli officials said they had a clear U.S. green light from Trump to launch a military strike on Iran. Just to be clear, that's not neutrality, that's permission, that's escalation. And yet, Senator Marco Rubio tried to spin it, we are not involved. Oh, okay, so we're just coaching from the sidelines? Except, not really, because even Fox News national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin confirmed that the U.S. was in fact helping to shoot down incoming Iranian missiles.
Right now, Israeli officials have said that the U.S. military is helping with Israel's defense. The U.S. military is not commenting on whether any of its assets are involved or how they are involved, but we have understood from, of course, past experience that the U.S. military has said that they would defend Israel should Iran strike at Israel. So what I would expect is happening right now. We can confirm that there are 2 U.S. Navy destroyers in the Eastern Mediterranean, the USS Sullivans as well as the USS Arleigh Burke. A 3rd U.S. Navy destroyer, the Thomas Hudner, is steaming as we speak from the Western Mediterranean to the Eastern Mediterranean and should be in position in the coming hours and days.
And then there's the war between Ukraine and Russia, something that Trump has no control of, even though he said he would end it within 24 hours of being elected.
I would fix that within 24 hours. And if I win, before I get into the office, I will have that war settled. 100% sure.
Then he said this on his first day in office.
You said you would end the Russia-Ukraine war on your first day in office. Where do things stand right now, and how do you intend?
Well, this is only half a day. I have another half a day left. We'll see.
And then, when he couldn't deliver on that, he said he was only being a little bit sarcastic.
I'm not understating the complexity of all this, but as a candidate, you said you would have this war settled in 24 hours.
Well, I was being a little bit sarcastic when I said that. I would. What I really mean is I'd like to get it settled.
Right.
It also doesn't help when your administration is actively trying to help Russia, like how your Secretary of Defense can't say under oath that Russia is the bad guy.
Which side do you want to win?
As we've said time and time again, this president is committed to peace in that conflict. Ultimately, peace serves our national interests, and we think the interest of both parties, even if that outcome will not be preferable to many in this room and many in our country.
Oh, and also, Trump made sure to post on Truth Social that Putin called him to wish him a happy birthday. There's nothing weird about one dictator telling another dictator happy birthday, right? But let's not forget, Trump isn't only waging a war on the world, he's waging a war on reality. He gaslights the public daily, claims that he's not in charge or it wasn't his fault when things go wrong, and says that Democrat cities are failing even when he's the one sending in troops when we said not to. And then he blames the media for the violence that he incites, claims that he's protecting democracy while banning books, attacking protesters, and threatening to prosecute his political opponents. And now, in the wake of political assassinations, a militarized crackdown, and foreign strikes that he authorized, he's throwing himself a birthday party with tanks. He's not a peace president. He's a walking conflict of interest wrapped in a flag dipped in delusion. And no matter how many lies he tells or how far he goes to crown himself king, this country doesn't belong to him. It belongs to us. What Was That is here because of viewers like you. With billionaires controlling the media and misinformation everywhere, supporting real reporting matters now more than ever. Become a paid subscriber today at whatwasthat.show for more episodes, articles, and breakdowns. I'm fully independent, so your support helps run this one-person production. Prefer to listen while you're on the go? What Was That is available on all major podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, you name it. Until next time, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?